We are calling this one Tea and Strawberries, or Strawberries and Tea. So let's go with strawberries and tea. I've printed out the photograph. Here it is. I've printed it in black and white, grayscale. I'm going to make this a learning experience, and everything that I use in this first session will be a vermilion red, or just vermilion, and viridian green. I'm pushing it toward a brown, a warm brown, and you'll get to see just what that looks like, but it's right here. So vermilion and viridian, so two V names. V is in victory, right? So here we go. I am going to use, this is a number 12 brush, could be a 14. It's all, you know, worn off. But I'm gonna start at the top and work my way down the painting. I've taken a little bit of time to add Frisket to some of the places that I want to be the white of the paper. So I am holding the white of the paper. So around the silver edge, through the light, there's a bit of a light source going through there, and all the way through, just in places that I want to hold the white, which will give me total freedom for moving down the paper with the first few washes. So viridian and vermilion, going to a very warm brown, pushing it toward red, honestly. The other thing I want to point out is that I am working at an angle. So I've put a roll of paper towels behind my board, and I'm starting at the top, and I'm going to work with this really dark wash. Now I will need to go around these places, but I won't have to fight so hard because I do have the Frisket to protect. I'm gonna go over here and just get a little bit of sepia, and I'm gonna go over this top right here, because I do want some distinction, and I want it to be very soft. This will run down a little and cause a very nice transition. This will be even lighter. So I've just added water to my brush. Now I'm gonna get even wilder, and I'm gonna spray that. Just to give it some texture. So give me a minute. I've lost my spray. Okay. And I'm going to keep going. Now where I do want it to stop, for the moment, would be at the table top. All right. So because I want this to be loose, I'm going back up there. I'm gonna go get a little more paint. And I am watching right in here. Breaking up some of those triangles. Just dropping in some paint. A little bit of vermilion. I'm kind of just winging this, everyone. Because I do want a background that has some interest. Now, before things run away, I'm going to pick up some of these puddles and take another look back to the sepia, back to sepia. Just dropping it in, letting it run around a bit. Just trying to create some interest, but I'll tell you what I'm playing off of would be what's in the background in the photo. I'm abstracting what's already there. This is my favorite background to do, which is where I just get kind of loose and wild and see what happens. Back to vermilion. Straight from the tray. and as bold as I know how to make it, straight from the tray. A real punch right here. And now I'm going to look for another place to do the same. And those two shapes look too much alike, so I'm going to go ahead and break them up. Back to the sepia. I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to break up some of these areas with just a little water. If I can. So that's a pretty dark background, at least while it's wet, it is. All right, now what I'm gonna do, back to dirty water. I'm going to change my color a little bit. I'm staying with this neutral, which is the vermilion and the viridian. And you know, I'm just gonna see what happens when I add a little yellow ochre. Still working with the neutrals. I think I told you that I thought about changing the color of this tablecloth so that it's not stark white. I still have to move around each one of these objects because I didn't frisket everything in. Working on an angle allows the paint to flow down. You have gravity working for you. And I am keeping an eye on places where it could run. You can tell by all the water here, I'm going to need a bit of time to let this dry. And we know it's going to dry 20% lighter. And a little dirty water just keeps it going. scrubbing this pencil line out, lightening it up with the water and the paint. I am just about finished. This little bit of yellow ochre adds a nice warm element. I'm just dropping in a little more. All right, now I'm going to soften this line. I think that helped a lot. All right, now I'm gonna go and mix up yellow ochre and a little vermilion, more yellow ochre, and just connect that tabletop with what's on it. With the background, sorry, with the background. There's a fold right here, which allows you to change the color if you want to, which is what I'm doing. I like it over here. Still might need a little vermilion right there. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and darken that corner. Because that's where the table ends. All right, so I am gonna put a little bit of red right there. That's what I wanted. Something like that. All right, and just to darken this, because that would be, this is sepia. Well, that keeps running downward. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it dry. I'm gonna just lift up some of that right there, because I think I want this lighter. So this is lifting with a clean brush. Let me make sure it's clean, because there's a fold, and I think I wanna show that what's above it is a little lighter right over in here. And we're gonna call it done, and we're gonna let it dry. I think I like that. Okay, let's call that done, and we're gonna let it dry. But you know what? I think I'm gonna add a little bit of darkness just to show that, you know, that the tablecloth is falling down off the side of the table. And one more thing. I think that warms it up a bit. And let's just take a little of this yellow ochre and just put some right there and be done. Thanks, everyone.